Hello, good day. Once again, this is Arvin Alonso demonstrating to you basics of IT application tools, this time in Microsoft Excel. In this presentation, I will demonstrate how to prepare charts and how to edit your charts. Now, basically, there are three types of charts. We have the bar graph, the line chart or line graph, and the pie chart. Now, when we talk of bar graph, we use bar graph when we would like to compare two or more sets of data. And when we talk of a line graph, we try to compare data over a period of time. Say, for example, in this worksheet, you have 2015 to 2020 comparing your assets, liabilities, capitals, expenditures, and net income. And you would like to compare over time. So you use line graph. Now, when we use, we can use bar graph in this area when we would like to compare the number of employees in the production, finance and budget, support staff of all the branches. And the last one is when we would like to have a pie chart. This is used when we would like to see a portion of the entire whole, the totality. So for example here, you would like to show the portion of the number of employees per branch. So we make use of the pie chart. Now, let us demonstrate how to create any of these graphs. So, first, you have to select the range. So, for example, I will select this range. And then, I'll go to Insert. You now see here in the Insert tab, we have the different charts. Okay? So, we have the column graph and many others. You have the line chart here, you have the pie chart here. Okay, now since we would like to compare our assets, liabilities, capital, expenditures, net income over a period of time from 2015 to 2020, then we may make use of the line chart. Okay, be careful on selecting the subtype. So here you can have line, then stack line. I would prefer to use line here, line, either this one or this line with markers if you want to have it. So I'll use line with markers. So you notice that the chart is automatically created and placed inside the worksheet. But take note, once you have a chart or you selected a chart, there are two tabs that will appear, the Design tab and the Format tab. Okay, now let us look into each of these parts. Under the Design tab, you have the Add Chart element. What are these elements? The parts of your chart. Now, to see better how the Design tab and Format tab will appear, I will change the location first of my chart. Anyway, you can place it inside or within your worksheet as an object, but you can move your chart to any part. For example, you can move in other worksheets. Say for example, you created a worksheet where all charts will be placed. It's possible, and that is as an object. Or you would like to separate as a new sheet. Okay, now if you separate it as a new sheet, then you can create, you can change the name of the sheet. For example, line graph financial. So when I click OK, notice that there is a new sheet created, but it is exclusive for this chart only. Now let us look into the parts of the design tab and format tab. Under add chart element, you can have the axis. Okay, the primary and horizontal axis are actually checked. So you notice when I will uncheck the vertical, the values will not appear. Okay, these are the values as basis for the range or for the line. Then axis titles, for example, primary horizontal. If you're going to put a label on your horizontal, what would it be? These are your year or fiscal year. Okay. Going back to the design tab, under axis title, I would like to have vertical. These are your amounts. Let me make it bigger. Okay. Is it in peso or in pesos? Okay. Then let us continue. Under chart element, data labels. Okay. Center, do you want to have data labels? Okay. Sometimes putting data labels would make your chart messy. Look at this. The figures or the values are placed and it makes your chart messy. Okay. So that depends, or you can have a call out or other label options. Then table. Okay. If we have with legends, you notice that the table is added here aside from the table that you have here in the worksheet. So there is an additional table placed under the chart. So that's, and then chart title above chart, then we just edit this one. What's the chart all about? Comparative financial standing, for example, 2015 to 2020. Okay, for example, ABCD Software Solutions. You would like to place the name of the company. Of course, you can edit the size of your fonts. You can change the color of your fonts. Okay. Then, under chart element, you can have error bars if you want to. Okay. And then grid lines. There are no grid lines here. Okay. So we can put major grid lines as your guide, or minor grid lines. Okay. Actually, putting grid lines is better when you have bar chart or column graph. Legend. Is it at the bottom or at the right part? Normally, it is placed at the right. Again, you can change the font size of this if you want to. And then, lines. Drop lines or high-low level lines, none. A trend line, we will have this one when we have forecasting. Okay, up, down bars. Now, that's under the chart element, so you can have a quick layout if you want to change your format using this quick layout. Okay, you can change color if you want to, and then select from the styles. Okay, so for example, you can select from these styles. Then, or you can switch rows. Okay, switching rows is better when you have a bar chart, or you can select a new set of data. Say for example, you have selected a wrong data set, then you can select a new data, so that your chart will automatically adjust according to the set of data that you will select. Or you can change the chart type. Say for example, this is not the chart that I would like to use. It should be bar graph. Then again, you can select from the charts. And then lastly is the move chart. Again, you can move as a new sheet or as an object in the same sheet or other worksheets available in your workbook. How about the format? The format tab will allow you to format parts of your graph. Say for example, you would like to change this one, okay, or you would like to have fill of the title, or you can change the background of this one. Okay, so that's how the format tab can be changed, can be utilized, I should say. Or you can have a shape effect and others. So that's how you can make use of the design tab and the format tab. Now going back to our sample data, say for example, we would like to compare the number of employees under production, finance, and budget support staff of all the branches. So I'll select first this one. I will not include total. Okay. Insert bar. Take note, you can have a column or the bar. What's the difference? The column will have your bars standing, while the bar graph will have your bars lying or in horizontal position. So normally we make use of the column. Now choose, will you be using 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional? So say for example, I will make use of 3D. Again, you have this one. Automatically, you have the design tab and the format tab. I will move chart as a new sheet, and then employees comparative. For example, it's the name of the sheet. So we now have employees comparative as a new sheet exclusive for this graph only. Okay, so you can add elements into your graph. Say for example, I will add data labels, and I will change the data label, for example, more options. So under this, will you be using category name or the value only, or this one? And then remove the value. I'll make use of the value, for example. So you have there the value. Okay. Do you need a separator in case there are more than one label options of your data label? Then, so you have that. Of course, your chart title, do not forget to change it. You can double click on that. So say for example, ABCD Software Solutions. Employees profile, all branches. Okay, so you have the title. You can format the title if you want to. Now you have the same elements that you can add if you want to. Data table, if you want to include the data table below, you can have the grid lines. So for example, I will have my major grid line. So you notice it's separated with the grid lines. Now, so this is branch 1, branch 2, branch 3, branch 4, branch 5. Watch carefully. When I will switch row, it will compare the number of employees per area: production, finance, and support staff. Would you like to have this as a comparison? Then do it. I'll just remove the data label. Then you can have it. Because I would like, for example, I would like to compare the number of employees of all branches per area of my company, for example, under production, under finance and budget, and under support staff. Then this will be the graph that you're going to have. But if you would like to compare, to look into the number of employees in the 3 departments per branch, then this is what you should have as a graph. Again, you can have the format tab to edit the portions of your graph, or you can change the chart style if you want to. Okay. Say for example, the data labels, I would like the data labels to be value only. Okay. Of course, you can change the colors of your bars. Say for example, I just would like to switch rows. Say for example, branch 1 will have a different color. And then I'll just click on branch 1. So you notice when I click the first bar here, the other bars which pertains to branch 1 will also be selected. So then I can change the shape, fill. Then I'll click the next branch, then change it again. Okay, that depends on the color that you would like to assign. So that's bar graph. Now let's have the pie chart. Okay, so we would like to show a portion of the whole. So here I would like to use the total. Okay, I would like to see how many employees are there in branch 1, 2, 3, 4, and to see the totality. As we see the totality, okay, so I will select the names, the labels, branch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll hold down shift key and then click, select this one. I'll hold down control key and then select this one. I'll go to insert pie chart. I'll be using 3D. Okay, and then I'll move chart to other sheet. Pie chart employees profile. Okay, so we have this one. Then again, you change the title, and then we can put labels into it, inside and outside, best fit. This is very important to use, better to use when there are portions of your pie that are very small, so you can have best fit. Say for example, I'll use best fit, and then I'll edit my label options. Label options. Okay, would you like to see the value or the percentage? Okay, let me just make my labels bigger so that you can see. Okay, so you can have the value and the percentage. Take note, percentage is normally used when you have a pie chart. as your label options. So in this, you can see, for example, that 15%, let me just give the category name. Okay, 22% of the entire employees is coming from branch 1, and in branch 2 the same, and in branch 3 there are 24% of the entire employees. So you can see now the totality of your report. So that's how we can make use of the line graph, the bar graph, and the pie chart. Of course, there are other things that where we can use this one. Say for example, on sales, you would like to see your sales from January to December. What would you use? Will you use line, bar, or pie? In this case, because you are comparing over time, then you make use of the line graph. Okay, let me demonstrate. I'll highlight, for example, all my products, then my sales from January to December. Insert line. Okay, just use this one. Okay, so we have that one. Then you can just position it to where you would like to place the chart. Will it be in under the same sheet, and then you just adjust the size, or will it be in a separate sheet, exclusive? Okay, so then you need to move chart. Or for example, you would like to compare only your sales, your monthly sales from January to December. So I'll highlight this one, and then I'll hold down my control key again, and then click and drag my monthly sales. Insert line. So you have your monthly sales from January to December, and you can now see the trend from January to December. There are months that it will go down, and then it will go up, and then for example, from September to December, it went up. So your sales went up, but you notice that the sales for the month of January has the biggest. So that's how you can make use of graph to show your data in a graphical form. Okay, so say for example, I have here a data where there is a quarter total in between. So from January to March, you have the quarter total, quarter 2, quarter 3, and so on and so forth. So how will I make a graph if I have this one? Again, I'll select this one. I'll hold down control key and have quarter 1, select quarter 2, select quarter 3, and then quarter 4. Insert. Okay, so will you be using line graph? That's possible. You can also compare the sales per product. Then you make use of bar graph. Okay, so this is your sales. You can switch rows. So these are your sales of all the products in every quarter. When you switch rows, these are your sales from quarter 1 to quarter 4 per product. So you have to decide what type of graph, or what graph will you be presenting as your summary. So I hope you learned something new in this presentation, and again, God bless everyone.